Hi guys, this is Mike and this will be a shootout between 4 phaser pedals by MXR. By the way, if you're new to the channel, welcome and I hope you consider subscribing, especially because currently I am working on a big shootout between 12 different phaser pedals, including these 4, where I will go into a lot of detail and hopefully find my new favorite phaser pedal at the end. But coming back to these 4 here, which are of course all by MXR. And next up, let's quickly check for switching sounds, so how loud the bypass switches are. And for reference, this will be my clean guitar sound going forward. Let's start with the Phase 90. Yeah, so basically all of these 4 switches work totally fine, almost dead silent. I would have no problem taking one of these pedals on stage on a live show, right? So that's good news and speaks definitely for the quality of build on these pedals. Okay, so now let's make some music and let's actually start with a sound mode that is only available on the small MXR Phase 95, which is the Phase 45 mode, which is a 2-stage phaser, right? So again, this is the clean sound. Sounds nice, sounds very subtle, very soft. You can even make it softer by engaging the script mode, which is a combo that was not available on any pedal before this, I think. Yeah, so again, the script mode does lower the volume a tiny little bit, makes the whole thing a little bit softer. But let's actually go to a more violent or louder or more in-your-face setting, if you will, which is the standard Phase 90, right? So basically this now emulates the sound of this. And on the Eddie Van Halen Phase 90, we have the same thing, unless of course we engage the script mode, which we don't. So now we have the famous Phase 90 block sound, right? Okay, again, clean sound. Right, interesting. So the first thing you will notice is how each of these pedals affect your clean guitar sound. And let's actually look at that quickly. So what the Phase 90 does and what it is kind of famous for is pushing the mids and the treble and the volume onto a higher level, right? So a lot of people are using this effect. For example, if you play a solo and you really want the guitar to stand out, you can engage this pedal and you automatically have a volume boost. Now, if you play clean as I do now, I think that's actually not so good because also the guitar tends to distort a little bit. I mean, listen to this. Right? So the volume boost and the mid focus actually overdrive my amp a little bit, right? So that's not always something that you would want. But now let me play a couple of notes on the higher register of my guitar just as a test what these pedals do to my dry sound. So try not to focus on the phasing, but actually on the highs and the volume of my guitar, right? So this is the clean sound. Right. So just as I mentioned, all of these pedals, all of these three here, do boost your volume a little bit, and they definitely boost the highs. The question is just how much they boost. So this pedal definitely boosts the most. I would actually say this is in the middle, and this boosts the least, if that makes any sense. So I feel the guitar is the most neutral on the Eddie Van Halen phaser, right? If that's something that you want or you don't want that, that's up to you. Personally, I actually like my clean guitar sound to be as it is and to not be that affected by a phaser pedal, right? So going on forward, I will also tell you in my DAW, I will lower the volume of the Phase 90 every time I engage it, simply because there's a psychoacoustic effect that things that are louder tend to sound better to people, right? And I don't actually think that's the case. So on this pedal, my problem, I have to tell you, is this mid-focused bump that we have and the volume boost. I feel the clean guitar suffers a lot. Later on, I will play with distortion, and that's another story. But my clean sound, I actually don't like when it goes through here, right? Let me play something else, and let's make a last round of these pedals here. Yeah, so there's that. Now let's actually go to the script mode. We can engage it on the Phase 95. We can engage it on the Eddie Van Halen. And this, of course, is the Phase 90 Custom Shop script logo. And yeah, let's see what sounds we can achieve with this thing. Right, and as you can hear, this pedal actually doesn't have as much headroom as these two, because it actually starts to distort a little bit as well. Yeah, and I just noticed that this pedal actually really boosts your treble as well. Not so much the volume, but the treble is pretty pronounced on this pedal. But yeah, let's actually go to a full speed setting. Let's see how quick we can get on this pedal. Unfortunately, the LED isn't blinking like it is on here. But yeah. Okay, so this is much faster. Let me just quickly set all of these pedals to the same speed. Yeah, close enough. Let's do this. Okay, now let's turn off the script mode on these two. So as you can hear, the Phase 90 Custom Shop script logo is definitely the weakest of the bunch. Let's actually see what it does to my clean sound. Yeah, okay, so it adds the least amount of highs, and I feel it actually lowers the volume, or at least it's exactly at the same volume. Yeah, I feel it's on this exact same volume, right? So you have no volume bump, but also no volume drop, basically. Yeah, so until now, my opinion actually is that I don't like the Phase 90 for all the reasons that I mentioned before. And to be honest, the Phase 90 script custom shop is also a little bit too soft, I feel, for my liking. I actually like the modulation a little bit deeper, but you know, not as loud as on the Phase 90, which leaves us with these two pedals, which are basically the same. You know, both have the classic Phase 90 sound, both have the script sound also, but this, of course, also has the Phase 45 mode, right? So this kind of has like 4 sound modes, 45 plus script, Phase 90 plus script. This only has 2 sound modes, and these two only have 1 sound mode. So you know what? Let's actually engage an overdrive after these pedals, and let's see what happens. Let's go to slower speed to like 9 o'clock. I also like that this pedal has LEDs that show you exactly what is happening, and even the rate, and this pedal, which is more expensive, does not. Even on this script button here, it does not have an LED, right? Maybe Eddie didn't want that. Okay, this is the overdrive sound. As you might hear, one of the things that I also don't like about these two, at least this one without the script button pushed in, is that the highs are actually quite piercing now, even though we have kind of like just a tube screamer like distortion, right? The highs are really pushing through that, and sometimes they feel a little bit too much. Yeah, interesting. Again, even with the solo lick, I stand by what I said before. I think the Phase 90 Custom Shop script is a little bit too soft. This is the exact opposite. It's too violent. These two are pretty much on par. I like them both equally. Let's actually go back. Let's check out these two. If we can hear like a difference in the depth of the phasing. Yeah, I actually feel that the Phase 95 sounds a tiny little bit deeper than the Phase 90. But on the other hand, this has this treble boost, which I'm not so fan of. All in all, I would say that it might be the better deal actually, because, it's smaller, it's cheaper, it has more sound options, while this is more expensive, but it has the Eddie Van Halen stuff on there, right? And it leaves your dry guitar sound more intact, whereas this one boosts the highs a little bit. And the volume. I would also say that maybe this one sounds more modern, if you could say that, and this sounds a little bit more vintagey, right? Just because what they do to your dry guitar sound. And yeah, I'm actually not a fan of these two, I have to admit. I have to be perfectly honest. This one is pretty expensive also. It feels great. It's very heavy. This one as well. This actually feels as if there's nothing inside. It's kind of strange. But yeah, basically that was it, guys. That was my shootout. As mentioned, I like these two the most. Slightly different sounds, but not so much that anyone in your audience would notice. And I hope you like this video. Again, here's the friendly reminder: if you are interested in phaser pedals, please subscribe and hit the notification bell, because as mentioned in the intro, I am working on a big shootout with 12 different phaser pedals. And I'm still searching for a phaser pedal that maybe has a mix knob where I can go maybe even deeper or lower, or maybe a volume knob. That would be great. Like on a chorus pedal, maybe a tone control. That would be awesome. So if you're interested in all of that, please hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell. And I hope I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Bye.
With two eyes.